Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Hi everyone, welcome. Hi friends. I am trying. There we go. One of the things you have to do when you're live streaming like this through another platform is change, when you're doing it to a personal site, you have to change it from like friends or whatever to public, so people out in the world who aren't your friends on Facebook can watch. And so sometimes it updates quickly and sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, welcome. We are in week 44 of Make Your Day Richer. Today is episode 209. Can you imagine? Thank you so much to everybody who has showed up for the last 208 episodes. I'm glad you're here for 209. Let's see in 208 episodes how many views we've had. Take a look. That's 335,302 people. Thank you so much. Now, if you're enjoying the show, if you're having fun, if you love me, if you love our guests, go to buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher and help support the show so we can continue to do this every Monday through Friday and introduce you to some amazing people out there in the world who could and will make your day richer. All right, I feel like I have a lot to tell you today. So over the weekend, I was sitting out. We went. Okay, so we don't really have a backyard. In the backyard that we do have, it's small, and the dog goes out there, and she pees and things like that. So it's not really fun to go and sit and relax. So we went and bought some chairs to go sit in the front of the house, which is fine. It was great. That's how we spent the entire Saturday. Hold on, I'm gonna cough. Hopefully that'll stop it. Live. Okay, so we're sitting there, and although there's a pond like a couple blocks away from our house, there isn't like water very close to the house. And we're sitting there in the driveway, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this little thing pops up. The tiniest little turtle is walking across the driveway out of nowhere. Like it just appeared. It was like this, a little bit bigger than a quarter. And then I thought, oh my gosh, is there a family? Are there like hatching in our bushes? So I put him in a little bucket and I brought him over to the water and wished him well and told him where he should go. And I'm hoping that he's living his best life right now, because I thought he's going to get run over because there's nowhere for him to go but townhome after town. Like there's just people everywhere. I should have named him. I really wanted to keep him, but I was told I could not. But all I kept thinking was, oh my gosh, had I not been out there, what would have happened to him? And does he have family? That's what I need to investigate now. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Okay, so I had to tell you that, my little story. I should have named him. That's all I'm saying. Outside of this podcast, I don't know if you know this or not, but I help other people with their podcasts, their live streams. And Before You Go is a podcast from Abode, which is a nonprofit in San Antonio that allows people to live in the home with them in the last months of their life. And they've started a podcast. We're in season 2 of the podcast, talking about all things death and dying in the most positive way that has made me appreciate death and appreciate the process and hopefully not be so afraid of it. It's the only thing that we know is going to happen. And so I want to show you a clip of this week's episode. It's available now wherever you get podcasts, including YouTube. So take a look at Before You Go.
We all deserve to have some kind of peace at the end of life. And if we don't deserve it, then like you say, death is the great equalizer, right? He's getting the ultimate, I don't know if you want to call it punishment, but he's going to die and that's going to be it. And he's not going to hurt anybody anymore.
And in a sense, it's the great reset too. Whatever you believe happens after we die, this is done.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great way of putting it. It's a great the reset. Yeah, because I do kind of have that belief that there is something else that's going to happen after this time and resetting. Yeah.
That's such a great reminder too, because, like you said, we all have histories, we all have things that we're ashamed of. And do we need to be defined by that in our final breaths? And it's so lovely that you can see beyond that.
Oh, it's such a great podcast. Abodehome.org is where you can find more about Abode, about Natalie, about the podcast. That is Nurse Penny, who has a great TikTok channel. Is that what they're called? I have no idea. And she's amazing. And it's a great episode. It comes out every Monday. And if you need help with your podcast, your live stream, your videos, send an email to makeyourdayricher@gmail.com and we'll chat and let's bring your podcast to life, shall we? Okay. What else? We filmed on Friday the pilot episode for a new undercover secret podcast that needs to be approved by a city first before we go live with it. So I'm very excited about that. It went very well. And we're going to do some editing, and there's a proposal and there's a whole thing and people have to vote on it. But I think it went really well, and I'm excited to start working with everybody on that podcast. So that'll be fun. More on that later. I'm sure we'll get the host here on the show if it gets picked up for season 1. And next week on Thursday, I'm heading out to Florida for the Wolf Media Festival. Entire weekend full of media, everything from screenings of films to meet and greets. We're doing voiceovers. There's live podcasting. There's so much stuff happening. So if you're in the Melbourne, Florida area, check, or if you want to go on vacation, Easter weekend, go to wolfmediafest.com. It's going to be so much fun. If you know this, I don't know, maybe you don't. I co-host the Wolf Media Fest podcast with Kyle. Kyle's going to be there. She's a artist of many talents, but she is also an illustrator for books, and she has some kid books. It's going to be so much fun. So go to wolfmediafest.com, learn more about that, get your tickets, come hang out with us, and we'll see you in Melbourne, Florida next weekend. Okay. All right. That's all I have to tell you today. We have a great show. We're back to one episode a day, or one interview a day, and I'm very excited about that. And we're also excited just to be able to highlight all of our guests a little bit more and give them a little more time to chat. And so I'm going to shut up, okay? Because we're excited to highlight the vibrant local art scene in Summerville, South Carolina. I love South Carolina. Our guest is the talented director bringing the compelling play I and You to life on the Flowertown Players stage. Destini Fleming is a director, a designer, a theater technician with a deep passion for storytelling, and she's been wanting to bring this particular play to the community since 2020. I and You opens on Thursday, so get your tickets now. And please welcome the director, Destini Fleming. And we'll go. Destini, thank you so much. What happened for being here?
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Congratulations on opening night this week of I and You. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Willis cast has been working really hard. I couldn't imagine better people to be bringing the show to life. So we're really, really excited to open this week.
Fun. Well, tell everybody about I and You, what the play is about.
Yeah, so I and You, got it right here. Is a play by Lauren Gunderson, who is one of my favorite playwrights. She is probably one of the most produced playwrights in the country. And I'm really excited to be doing her work again. I and You is it's a piece that was written a while ago. It has very if you've ever read The Fault in Our Stars or seen the movie from John Green, it has those kind of vibes. It's two characters, Caroline and Anthony, and Caroline is chronically ill. She has a liver condition. She really can't leave her room to do much of anything. She's in dire need of a liver transplant. She doesn't go to school anymore. And Anthony all of a sudden just shows up in her room, and he has a project for them to work on for Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. And the play just follows them and their relationship and how that grows and changes a person.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. I mean, Flowertown Players puts on great shows every single time, great sets, great casts. I mean, this is going to be another banger, I guess.
I hope so.
I bet.
Like I said, I couldn't be more proud of these actors and the team that have brought this together. They've really Genevieve and Ishan, they just bring these two characters to life so perfectly well. And I hope everyone enjoys the story. I don't want to give away everything. There is a little
No.
plot twist at the end that
Mm.
you have to come see in order to find out that part.
Good. And in order to do that, where do they go to get tickets?
They're gonna go to Flowertown Players website, and you want to look at the Studio Spotlight series because this is one of our studio shows.
Okay, perfect. Would you say that this show is for like adults? For like who should be
So,
coming to see the show?
in my opinion, everyone.
Of
But
course, yes. Bring
it
your
is
6-month-old, yes.
well, I don't know. I don't know that they would understand it. But the characters are like 17, they're seniors in high school. So
Mhm.
young people would definitely enjoy it. But I also think it is something that the older people will enjoy as well because it's just a story about human connection and
Yeah.
being able to connect with another person, um, even if they have a very completely different life experience than you, which I think we need.
Yeah. 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 Good timing, right? Yes.
Oh yeah.
I understand that this is a show that you have been wanting to put on for years. Am
Yes.
I correct in that? Yeah.
Yes. So I used to be a high school theater teacher. I taught in over Mount Pleasant, South Carolina until the 2023. And this was a show that I originally had wanted to produce back in 2020. And of course, my means of being able to produce that
Mhm.
year were limited. I also first pitched it to Flowertown Players back in 2020. So the very first time that I applied to direct. So this has
Mm.
been a while in the making. And then I got the privilege of being able to help out with the play reading committee. Not that like I swayed anything, but like I got to be on the reading committee last year to help like look through some of these plays, and I was like, guys, please read this one, please read this one, please read this one. And I mean, I'm just lucky that they liked it, and that
Yeah.
other people wanted to bring this piece to life as well because it deserves to be on a stage, and I hope people enjoy this story. Um,
I'm gonna guess they are going to love it as they love everything that y'all are doing. That brings up a really interesting question for people who don't know about community theater and how theaters pick their shows. Can you kind of dive into that and like how many you actually read and narrow it down to in a season?
It really varies. I've only been a part of that process once, and that was last year leading into this season. And I was just a very, very minuscule, tiny part in that process because I just was helping. I was one of many people reading
Okay.
plays and talking
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
But essentially we just read a bunch of plays and talked about them, and we're like, okay, these are the ones that we like, these are the ones that we think. And the artistic director then kind of narrows that down, and then they have to pitch it to the board of directors. And ultimately, the board of the directors for that theater, they have the final say in what actually gets produced.
That's so fun. Did you grow up loving theater?
Oh, yeah. I've been doing theater since, well, I guess technically since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
My first show was in my church when I was 4, and I got to go with my dad to help build the set, and I got hit on the head with a hammer, fun fact, while doing that. But somehow I came back and I'm still doing theater, 30 some odd years later.
I love that. What do you love about theater? What should people know about theater, especially of course there's Broadway and those are so amazing, but to really go into your city and see the people that you know who have worked months and months on projects, what do you say to people who maybe haven't done that?
One, go do that.
Yeah.
If you haven't just gone to see just a show in even just at your local community theater, um, go see shows, go see plays. Not a lot of people think that theater, and this is a lot of this is because of commercialization and because of Broadway. But a lot of people do think of theater as only being those big box office sellers,
Mhm.
like the Wickeds, the giant production giant productions, Hamilton, like that's what they think of when they think, "Oh,
Yeah.
you do theater, that must be what you do." And I'm actually not even ironically, because I do also work with a musical theater company, but I'm actually as a director and especially as a performer more of a play person. Um, and it's because when you go see plays, those are stories about people. And
Yeah.
they're stories about humans that you just don't get to see on that giant stage scale that you see in Broadway. Like when you go to a theater and you're 5 feet away from the actor, which is kind of the situation in the studio, there is this like intimate way of communing with other human beings that is so visceral to society. There's a
Mhm.
reason it's been around for thousands of years. Um, and it's something that I think we need. It's something that we miss in modern society because you can't have that connection binge watching from your bed or watching from the nosebleeds for a giant musical.
It's so true. Destiny, what do you love most about your life right now?
Um, oh gosh, that's a big question.
I told
Um,
you I wouldn't ask you any questions you didn't know the answer to, but so you'll figure it out. We'll wait.
um, ah, I love that I am getting to create. It's really cool. One of the big reasons I did leave the education field was I got my master's degree in directing, and I was like, okay, now I want to go see what I can create and
Yeah.
see what we can do. And it's been almost 2 years since I left education, and it's been really cool to see the different things I've been able to direct. Or I also do lighting design. I'm doing the lighting design for INDU and as well. So, and then I'm getting into doing lighting design for conventions and all kinds of
Wow.
different things that are not necessarily just theater, and figuring
Yeah.
out that the skills that you learn as a theater artist are so translatable to so many other parts of life and so many other careers. So yeah, it's just I'm having fun exploring and being able to create all kinds of
Sounds
things.
like it. I love that. That's a great answer. INU opens on the 10th, runs through the 20th at Flowertown Players. Destiny,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, come see I and you. And
Yes,
if you have time, read Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
there you go. And then go see the show and talk to Destiny about both of those things. We'll take a break and be right back after this. Don't go away.
Thank you.
Thank you. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Well, that's it. That's our show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching the show. And I love you for it. Now's a really good time to just share the show. We could be at 336,000 views by tomorrow when we have author and filmmaker Paul Skidmore here to talk about his book and his film. So we'll see you then. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.